If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by. Walk on by.
The other thing that I wanted to say is I wanted to mention YouTube.
Yeah.
I know that you guys know about VenomFangX, but for anybody out there who doesn't know, he's just some crazy creationist on YouTube who basically parrots the words of Kent Hovind, who's currently in jail for tax fraud,
evasion,
tax evasion. And it turns out that he has done a little bit of his own digging of a grave. He's been selling T-shirts and begging for donations, apparently getting a projected $3,000 to $6,000 over the last month or so, and has reported no earnings and is earning all of his money through PayPal. PayPal shut down his account because originally he said, I'll donate anything I get over $500 to Sick Kids Hospital. And then time went on, and he didn't donate, and eventually he just said, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to do something else, whatever I feel like, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. And so...
Well, I think everybody's giving this guy way too much attention, but
way too much money.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that I'm going to start producing my own little YouTube series, just short clips, maybe a 30-second rant, and at the end of it just say, send me money. You know, my car's broken, I could use it. You know, what's up with that?
If you look at
there's need in lots of places. Yes.
Yeah.
If you look at Freethinker on YouTube with 2 F's at the beginning of the name, it's basically just half of it's clips of you guys on the show. That's where
we actually thank him for his efforts. That's just fun.
And a bunch of other people too. That's one of the things that I used to mention during the announcements that I didn't today. And that is that you can watch the entirety of the program live streaming. You can also watch the entirety of the program uploaded to Google Video currently. But you can see clips from the Atheist Experience on YouTube. And those clips are posted and supported by fans. They are largely responsible for the increase in popularity of the show. And I got nothing but love for the guys that did that.
Yeah, we have a license that sort of encourages that. So that's
now
just
if they're making money off of it, then they're in violation.
Yes, then they're in violation.
No, I'm sure.
Because we're not making any money off this.
I got off on a little bit of a tangent, but what I wanted to mention was
Tony Powell.
This guy, Tony. Yeah. Have you heard about the Tony guy with the murder-suicide?
Yeah. He's crazy.
Okay, I heard everything from creationists claiming he's not Christian because he committed murder, he's not Christian because he committed suicide, he's not Christian because his parents weren't Christian.
Christian fallacy.
And I even heard a guy say that he was just doing satire. VenomFangX distanced himself, calling him, well, he's not a real Christian. That's not what I taught, because they're trying so hard to distance themselves from this guy.
Yeah.
I was hoping you guys might want to touch on that, and I'll take my answer off the air, and I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. We actually talked about Tony yesterday on nonprofits, and I don't want to rehash everything we talked about. The guy was mentally imbalanced, and while I don't I don't put the blame on religion, as in religion didn't cause him to kill a young lady and commit suicide. We did point out that religion is a contributing factor, and that it is a huge problem in the sense that, and Schilling made all these good points yesterday, and I'd recommend anybody that wanted to find out more about it, listen to yesterday's Nonprofits, because Schilling made good points. But the crux of it is, if you've got somebody who's schizophrenic, the last thing you do is expose them continually to fantasy, to conspiracy theories and paranoia, anything else. Religion is preventing us from identifying quickly people with problems. The person who says, oh, the devil's really messing with me. I have no idea if they're speaking metaphorically, if they're being literal, if they're partially deluded by their religion, or if they're schizophrenic and completely delusional. That's a problem. But when you look at what Tony Powell was talking about, not only being a big supporter of VenomFangX, and I don't blame VenomFangX for the murders or anything, that would be silly, but religion conflated his problems. It contributed to his delusions and psychosis. And when you have a religion that teaches that women need to be subservient to men, which is one of the things that Tony talked about a lot, evidently, along with making fun of atheists, I don't think it's that much of a stretch to say that this is contributing to a mindset that would allow someone whose advances were rebuffed to think that it might be a good course of action to kill that individual and then themselves. Let's get Let's get the crazy people some help and stop giving them fairy tales.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about this on this show a few times, too. There was a case here in Texas. Texas Supreme Court ruled on it, where they were doing an exorcism, forceful exorcism on some underage kid in a church, and ended up injuring the girl. And it's the same sort of thing. I think she was kind of semi-delusional herself, and the church didn't help that. But the Texas Supreme Court ruled against her, unfortunately. It's a pretty sad situation.
Yeah, and we went over that case on an older nonprofits too.
Yeah,
just the quick version is that no means no unless you've already agreed ahead of time that it doesn't mean no, and you've got a safe word.
Yeah.
All right, somebody out there just.
I start to cry each time we meet. Walk on.